Hey folks, welcome back. So as always, we're doing some more historic Brawl, and right now we're trying to do historic Brawl decks for every single commander in the Baldur's Gate set. And today we're doing Kagaha Shadow Archdruid. Kagha is a 4-drop, 2 colorless, 1 black, 1 green, 1/4, which is it's fine as a stat line. It does put you out of range of a couple of the burn spells, but it's not super important. Her main gimmick, as far as I can, is this. So whenever she attacks, she gains Death Touch until the end of the turn, and you mill 2 cards. And in addition, once during each of your turns, you can play a land or cast a permanent spell from among cards that you're put into your graveyard that turn from your library. So basically, anything that you mill yourself, if something dies on the battlefield, doesn't count, but if you mill yourself anything else that turn, that does count. And so the end result is I've tried to make a sort of weird combo of self-mill reanimator. Overall, I don't love Kagha. You'll see why in the games that I play with it. I'm not saying it's not fun. It's more that Kagha's sort of role as a green-black reanimator commander, I think, is filled better by some other cards, including a few that are actually in this deck. But we'll just go over the cards in the deck. I did make some last-minute changes to this, just because I didn't feel like things were working out quite the way I wanted. So 1-drops, we have a bunch of Mana Dorks and Pyrocracy and Reclamation because we just want to be able to pull cards back. 2-drops is sort of a smattering of stuff. One thing you will notice about this deck is there aren't too many instants and sorceries. That's because we can't recast those. So if there are instants or sorceries, they're things that's like, hey, this is really useful because it's draw, or cards that, you know, black has a bunch of decent hard removal, so Assassin's Trophy, Putrefy. Most of the rest of this, I've tried to make it creatures whenever possible, so creatures or permanents, so Glowspore Shaman, Skull Prophet, Meathook Massacre because it's a board wipe. Finale of Eternity is in here because we can ramp pretty heavily if the game goes the right way, and then this becomes a really useful tool to pull a bunch of stuff back. Nyla's Intervention is here to just pull out a bunch of land and get rid of flyers. Old Stick Fingers obviously fits into this. Egon we don't usually play for the front size, we usually play for Throne of Death because it's another mill tool. And then we've got stuff like Liliana's Elite, buffs on Graveyard, Embodiment of Agonies, same thing. Blex Vexing Pest, Crawling Infestation, some mana fixing. We do have Harrow and Putrefy. Crucible of Worlds, we can replay lands out of the graveyard since we tend to have a lot of them end up there. And then there's a fair number of like undergrowthy sort of stuff, so Carrion Grub, which scales on the biggest thing in your graveyard. I should have added that dragon that enters with +1s equal to power in your graveyard to this list. Maybe if I do another video with it, I'll think about that. Ravenous Chupacabra, because, you know, ETB effect on a creature means we can get it out of the graveyard. We can do a lot of stuff with it. Oracle for pulling more stuff off the top of our deck. Binding of the Old God is just really good. 1 second. One moment, please. Okay, that's just a kid shouting in the hall. My apologies. Nisso's Shadowed Bow, Solemn Simulacrum. Angel of Suffering is actually pretty good. I wish its stat line was a little better, but otherwise it's very good in this deck because you play it and they have to deal with it, or else they're just going to make you mill, and that's what you want to be doing. Mending of Dominaria, Crawl Forgers, a lot of undergrowth cards. I will say that the big win condition for this deck that I've actually seen, I don't believe it happens in any of the games I play with it, is usually actually either something like Lotleth Giant, after putting a whole bunch of stuff into the graveyard, or alternately somebody like Dreadhound or Syr Konrad the Grim combined with either Massacre Girl or Meathook Massacre, and then just sort of blowing up the whole board and doing a whole bunch of damage at once off pings. But yeah, so that's going to be this deck. I'm now going to just jump into some games. It'll be a cut over on the audio. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Adric, Astral Archmage. I'm going to keep this. This is actually a pretty good opening hand. So basically, Vadric's thing is whenever it becomes day or night, he puts +1 counters on himself. He makes instants and sorceries cheaper for each +1 counter that's on him. Do I have a turn 2-drop? This doesn't get rid of enchantments, so let's just do that. No attacks and turn. I have a turn 3 in Ebon, Faithless Looting. Yep, that'll resolve. Can't do shit about it. Okay, he must have a lot of lands in hand to throw 2 lands out. Or he's looking for red sources. Alright. What do I think the odds are that he has... So, Egon actually has Flash. So I'm going to wait to see what he does. Okay. Now let's see if we bait the removal. Because that'll give us a free cast. No. He's going to just blow it up with an interesting. Well, let's go to combat first. Then we'll do Old Stick Fingers. Okay. I'm very puzzled by the deck I'm playing against right now. Do I Old Stick Fingers for 2 here? What's the other possibility? No, I'm going to play Kagha. I think the other possibility is that he's sitting on... He's sitting on a red board wipe. He's sitting on a deal damage to each creature. So I'm going to play Kagha here instead of Old Stick Fingers. And if he wipes the board with, like, Anger of the Gods or something, then I'll still be able to set up Old Stick Fingers for 3, which will be good. Alright, this is pretty easy. Let's go to combat first, though, before we... Okay, so for anybody paying attention at home, I did just misplay. Oops. I should not have played the Swamp from my hand. I should have waited until after I played, after I went to combat with Kagha. And that way I could have played a land out of the graveyard instead, which would have been better. But I didn't do that, so instead, Mending of Dominaria. Let's see if he's got a counter for this. Yes, he does. Okay, there's the negate. He's kind of low on HP, though. If he doesn't do something to reset stuff soon, he's going to be in trouble. Should I do Angel of Suffering? What should I do here? He's, like, completely tapped out. I think I just go for the throat. Okay. Labyrinth. I'm going to do Angel of Suffering because this will... He absolutely has to do something now. And I did it again. Whatever. Yep, that's to be expected. And I missed Phyrexian Reclamation because I... Whatever. Whatever. I'm really bad at this game. So, I just missed one of my bigger tools, and now I permanently don't have access to it. Okay. That's fine. Please continue to mill my graveyard. That's literally what I want. This has been a very neat card to play in this deck, actually, because I've seen it before, and it doesn't really feel like it has a purpose most of the time. But in decks where you want to self-mill, very good. Like, it's a flyer. If they don't deal with it, you just get to keep doing stuff. There, he's tapped out. Okay, so the right call here, then, is to just go directly for face first. Yep, next to damage. He's off 3. We'll do that. Even if he's gonna... I'm gonna do this. It's a 6/6. It will warrant some form of response. Gives me 2 to buy with. And then I'll do... I'll play Old Stick Fingers. So now we have decent board presence. I don't think... Oh, you know what? It's got to be return all to hand. If he has that, then... Oh, no. Interesting. Very interesting. I think he's a little hosed. Yeah. Alright. GG. Let's see. Yeah, I made a lot of misplays that game, though. Alright, we'll do a couple more games. We'll see what... wow, we've already done 2 games, and apparently the stream's only been live for 7 minutes. I've had a couple really good games with this deck, but it's definitely like a lower tier deck. Like, you might notice that, for example, for a deck that's like, oh, it's Semi-Reanimator, I don't have Shelodrad in it, right? Partially because I don't have that card, and I also just haven't crafted that card yet. I might at some point. I just don't... A lot of the time I'll hold off on crafting staples that get played in every single color because I'm just kind of annoyed that they exist. Okay, we have a 3-drop, we have a 4-drop. I'm going to keep, we're on the play into Veto. There's a card I've been toying with adding to this deck, but again, I'm kind of annoyed at the thought of adding it because it basically just plays as a staple. It's the new 3-drop enchantment that makes it so whenever your opponent would gain life, they lose life instead. I might hold Blex to 4, actually, just to burn down all the mill. Okay, so he foretold something. We'll go to that. I could play Blex. I'm not going to. I'm just going to play him next turn for the spell. Because I want one more. I want more forests, somehow. Here comes Veto. I want you. I want most of these, actually. I'm going to have to give up 1, 2... I lose 3 life, so I would pay 15 life for 5 cards and have to throw away 2. I don't need to do that. I just need to grab... I can get 2 creatures back, so let's grab this instead. Okay, I need to discard a card. I like Carrion Grub. I'm going to throw away this. I thought I cut this... No, this... Okay, it's Diregraph Rebirth, right? That's suboptimal. But next turn... Okay, so I have Assassin's Trophy. I might hold that. I'm pretty low on life now all of a sudden, though. Alright, snow-covered. Let's force him. I want to play this just because it'll force removal. It'll force him to spend some hard removal. Yep. Okay, and then I probably need to... Maybe I should have split the aggro. Oh well. Probably the next turn choice is Gilded Goose and... Okay, that's not good. Cleric, Cleric, Cleric. Okay, I only lose 2 more life there. Okay, I gotta get rid of Veto. I'm taking too much chip. Oh no, I like you. So... Put a graveyard card from your graveyard on top of your library. Alright, Mire Triton. We'll get some life back. I need to hold the Assassin's Trophy, I think. I would like to play more stuff, but next. End turn. Yep, we can draw some cards. I'll Assassin's Trophy Veto before we go to combat, probably. You can replay him for 5. I need 1 more for... Cavalier of Thorns is what I would like here, just because it will get me some more land and it will set up some other stuff. What I need is just like a little bit more time. If I can't find that time, then this game's over. Though if he's not... Vampire Scrivener... Okay. Let's see what he's going to do to this, actually. If I can kill Veto without... Alright. See if he goes to... Okay. I would prefer to not give him more free land, but... Okay, can I now try to... Okay, I need my land. So here's what we're going to do. Carrion Grub. Mill a bunch of cards. Hey, look, it's all of the land. And then Gilded Goose. If he tries to do, let's see, so he's got 8. He probably has, if he has hard removal, he'll just hard remove Carrion Grub and replay Veto. I really need one more forest. That's not good. Okay, but that does mean he doesn't have a mana to equip Shadow Spear. So... what do I want to do here? Turn target card from your graveyard to your hand. I need more land. Fastest way to get more land would be to finish Mending of Dominaria. Next turn he can play... If this doesn't die though, then I lose. Okay. Two, and I did math wrong. Whatever. Let's go see if we can find a green land. Lair of the Hydra enters tapped. That's fine. We're at 6. I really would like Krull Foragers back. No attacks. Pass turn. So what he's going to do is he's going to play... I just miscounted and I think I die for it. He's going to play Veto. And then he'll equip Shadow Spear onto Demon of Loathing. No, wait, this isn't over yet. 1 second. Do I have... Okay, no, wait, that's 8/8. Not... Okay, so I take 2, and then I lose another 8. That's lethal. Yep. Okay. Yep, that's gone. That's game. What did I do wrong? I lost... I should have just burned out Veto the second he came into play and forced the replay, I think. That probably would have been the right choice. Alright, let's do another game. The other option would have been to play the Dominaria earlier and just try to commit to... Oh, good, it's Jetmir. So this is kind of a mixed bag, because if I get... is this playable? I have spot removal. I have ramp for turn 2. I have some resurrection. I'm going to keep. But I'm going to play... Enters tapped. I'm going to play that first. Okay. Forest, Skull Prophet. Okay. So, what do I do here? Do I just... Let's play Kagha. Let's get it out so that we have it to work with. Going into turn 3. So this is probably longer form Jetmir, which means it tries to set up in 1 turn. So what should I be doing? Oh wow, he doesn't have lands. What I should be doing is I should be trying to kick his ass in as fast as feasibly possible before he finishes setting up. Okay, there's Massacre Girl. That's good, because now we have the land and Massacre Girl, which means that if it takes him more than 1 turn to set up, it's actually kind of favorable for us. I played a land before milling myself again. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't play any of these. Next to combat. Let's see what we get for the next 2 mills. Wow, nothing. Nothing that I can play. I'm gonna play this now. Even if he starts trying to set up a defense with white weenies, I think we can start chipping him. Fable the Mirror Breaker, aka the card that gets played in every deck. Right now, this crew's for 3. He can't crew it yet. All my stuff has trample. Let's go to combat first before we do anything. Okay, cool. Probably should not have attacked with the Skull Prophet, because then I would have been able to resurrect back the Cavalier, but oh well. World Shaper. How many lands do we have in the graveyard? 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. Who'd he toss? Okay, yeah, so this is definitely one turn OTK Jetmir, I think. Move your commander to the command zone. Yes. All right, so now he has the resources to crew the Bank Buster. I wonder if I should try to bait that. That might be worth it. Yeah, I'm going to block it, or I'll force him to use a Braid. Yeah, that's fine. That gives me a bunch more land. Necroblossom Snarl. Alright, so I got all my lands back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's 9. So I need a couple more before I can Finale of Eternity and grab back a bunch of stuff. You know, I could just reset the board. I'm ahead in lands. Okay, let's do something silly here. So next to combat, I'm going to attack with both. I think this works. Okay. We get some more damage out. This part might be a mistake, but I want more cards. Okay, so we reset that, and I got more cards, and I got my Timeless Witness. Who should I grab back with the Timeless Witness? Probably Null Priest. Okay, so we got the Null Priest back, so now I can grab something else back if I want it. And again, we have... So the reason I have this is so that I can actually punch through with trample damage, which I think is pretty good. Okay, yep, there's that. Yep, you will get a treasure token. I will take 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want to... Okay, let's start with a land. So I learned this recently. If you double tap, I think Q. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can tap all your lands. So I have 10 mana. I would like to get 2 more before I do anything big. I'm going to do this. Ravenous Chupacabra. I'm going to get rid of the Goldspan Dragon. Yep, he's going to sack that to draw a card. So now he doesn't have another good target for Kiki Jiki. I'm going to play Kagha. And then we'll just go to combat with everybody again. I don't really care where Timeless Witness is. Cool. Alright. Put there from your library this turn. Alright, so I can internalize Timeless Witness and get stuff back if I want. Okay, yep, he'll reset the board. Put my commander back in the command zone. What do I grab back here? Okay, I think I know what I do here. I'm going to go do Null Priest, cast with the Kicker, go grab back the Timeless Witness. Timeless Witness enters. Go grab back... This might be a no, it might be a mistake. Go grab back Oracle, actually, for reasons that will become clear in just a second. Yep, land. Okay, cool. We'll try to force another reset. And... So the reason I'm doing Oracle over something else here is that what I actually want to achieve right now is I want to get enough land that I can set up for Finale of Eternity. Because then I can just grab back everything. We'll go get some more life. Oh yeah, and I get to draw a card now. Forest. Do I Assassin's Trophy that? Probably not. Do I Assassin's Trophy that? Maybe. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That should be enough. Okay, so then what I should do here is I don't need any of you actually on the board anymore, which means what I do need to do is make sure that he can't do an OTK setup. And that probably means holding everything. Means at least holding enough to do Assassin's Trophy so I can burn down Jetmir. Yep. So Centric Farmer I actually had in this deck at one point, but it just wasn't doing quite enough. Oh. That I'm not letting stick around. Pass to combat, pass to attackers. I'm gonna pay some life and get some more cards. Okay. So now we can Finale of Eternity for 10. Do I have enough stuff in my graveyard yet? Yes, but if I bring back Massacre Girl, I will wipe my own board. So we're going to wait a little bit longer and hopefully not regret it. Use it 3 life. I don't really want to eternalize that. Whenever creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. I might be making a big mistake here by tapping out, but at least I have a 10-10. So we'll see how well this works. He's digging for answers, which I think is a good sign in my favor. Yep, that's got Menace. This is an interesting Jetmir list, I'll be honest. It seems like it's more like Jetmir good stuff than it is... I don't know, I'll give my thoughts on it once this game's over. I also might need to step away for just 1 second while I do that. So... just take a very quick break for just like 30 seconds. Yep, there's Goldspan Dragon. That's still not... you don't have enough stats, buddy, to block me. I guess he's gonna dig for answers, which is probably the right choice. Alright, let's see. There's Jetmir. Unfortunately, it's a bit late. And that's game. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to take a very momentary break, and I'll be right back. Oh, oh, that's interesting. I thought I'd changed that. Alright, there we go. And we're back. So, okay, so I was going to talk about that Jetmir list real quick. There are basically... There's like two main ways I've seen that people play Jetmir, and there's sort of a third. Way one is you use a bunch of cheap creatures, like just 1-drop creature cards, 1 drops, 2 drops, 3 drops, and then you just play Jetmir and you just try to smack them in the face as aggro. That's the list I made when I did a video on that deck and that commander. Option 2 is you use instant and sorcery token generation spells to generate a bunch of really tokens really quickly. And the other way you can do that, one option you can do there, is you can make it so you try to set up everything in like 1 turn to just sort of, then you set up, play Jetmir, and smack them in the face. Just crush them like that. You can also do like sort of middle of the pack, go both ways as a strategy. That deck seemed to be sort of trying to split the difference from the cards that I saw in his graveyard that he threw away and stuff like that. I can't tell if it's just that they hit, they didn't hit the cards they wanted, they got mana screwed, they got like card screwed, or what. But I wasn't able to tell how that Jetmir list was actually supposed to win. Because it seemed to be sort of splitting the difference between those two designs. Okay, Liesa, TLDR. When her stuff dies, it goes back to the hand. When my stuff dies, it gets exiled. That's actually really bad for me. I don't love this opening hand. We're going to mulligan that. This is... I can keep this. Okay, they're mulliganing once, mulliganing twice. I will say a lot of this is going to come down to whether or not Circle the Land Druid hits a card. Because right now it's looking like the plan is turn 1 pass, turn 2 circle, pray that we get a land into Deadly Dispute to draw more cards, and then try to set up. Otherwise, this is not going to work out well. Okay, cool. So we actually do have 1 extra land. So let's do circle. Yep, mill 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got the turn 3. I might just break out Embodiment of Agonies turn 3. Is that a good idea? Does mean yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's just go on the aggression, on the offensive. This will force him to spend removal or do something about it, but he can't let it stay on the board like that. And if he spends removal on it, it means that I've got Oracle Moldiah for next turn. Yeah. Okay. What's he going to do here? Is he going to draw? Is he going to... Exiling my graveyard. Okay. So he does know what he's doing, what he's playing against. That's not... That's kind of a loss, actually, but I still have plans. Okay. Oracle. Yeah, we'll do Oracle. And we're just going to go on the offensive. We'll see if he trades into Callous Blood Mage. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. It's probably the right choice. So then his stuff, given that he's using Liesa as his commander, his goal is probably... It's probably ETB and death effects, I would guess. This is a neat card. Is this really... No, it is a rare. I was about to say, is that really an uncommon? I don't want to give up the Oracle, so we're going to do this. We're going to sacrifice Circle of the Land Druid and go grab us some more cards. Cool. Alright, there's a swamp. I'm going to pay 3 life so that that can enter untapped. I'm going to... I'm going to play Kagha here, actually. And then I'm just going to keep up the offensive with this. So if we're lucky, his next turn play is going to be... Nope, it's Dread Presence. Okay, so it's going to be Dread Presence into Swamp to remove Oracle of Moldiah. And I should probably... Do I remove Dread Presence? No, he's choosing to draw. Interesting. Bold choice. How much more? Okay, Swamp, Forest. Do I have anything else that lets me play more stuff? I should go to combat first, probably. Now, here's what we'll do. Glowspore Shaman to mill 3. I still have enough for 6. I'm going to decline. I don't really need more land right now. I don't really need to reset. Binding of the Old Gods. We're going to get rid of Dread Presence before it can actually stay a threat. And then Sign of Myrkul. And then we'll go to combat with these two. Is he going to pump it? No, he's just blocking the damage. Okay, so he doesn't... I don't think he has... I might have put myself in a dicey situation with this, though, because this is very... this is very bad for me as a card. Okay, there we go. Yep, okay, so he just reset the board. Yep, I'll return that. But that does mean... Okay, so now I got Lair of the Hydra. We'll play that. And... He knows my hand. I'm going to play this. It's a 6-drop. If he doesn't remove it, nah. Now we have Lair of the Hydra, so based on what he does, like, we can pump this and turn it into a land to try to finish this. But I will say we're running out of tempo. Yep, that'll resolve. Is he going to do... If he does Liesa... Nope, Infernal Grasp. Yep, okay. So do we just have to hope here that... Okay. Here's what we'll do. Castle Locthwain... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 7. We've got land to... Okay, so I'm going to say 5, 6, there's 7. Alright, cool. And we'll clean that one out. Nice. Okay. I thought that was actually going to go way worse for us than it actually did. Let's see... Alright. All of my metrics for how long the system thinks I have been streaming are a little bit wonky right now, and I'm not sure why. But let's do a couple more games. I think I started at 7, right? So we'll play until 8. We'll play until 8, or maybe see if there's going to be any more good games. Let's see who we face next. And it will be Ragda. I forget her name. That's not it, is it? No. Well, some of those words were almost correct. Okay, so this is actually a pretty bad opening hand. It doesn't have much in terms of acceleration. It doesn't have any removal. Free mulligan. This is much better-ish. I actually don't love this either, but we'll keep, I guess. Nah, you know what? I'm gonna mulligan one more time. Okay, we'll keep 6. We are going to toss that. And if I draw an extra land, this will be good. If I don't, I'm going to be in very big trouble. Alright. Elvish Mystic. Alright, so at least we have a turn 2 play in Sigil now. if we can get one more land, if we can set up like the Sigil into World Shaper, then we can get enough to get Massacre Girl out, and that would be very good. But otherwise, the term is hosed for what is about to happen to us. We are going to get that. Do I have a 3-drop? Not really. Sigil, let's go. Do your thing, Sigil. Alright, and then turn 4 is going to be World Shaper. And the goal is just going to become to mill ourselves down as aggressively as feasibly possible. That's a 3-drop to start, and it... I think Ragda is usually a ramp deck. Radha, sorry. I keep thinking there's a G in this card. Okay, yes, this is a ramp deck. Change of plans for turn 4. Binding of the Old Gods. Go away. So, because otherwise the 3 lands a turn combined with Radha is going to be bad for me, and I don't really want that. 1, 2, I need 1 more, or I need to just keep ramping. Let's go, let's see, so actually it's search for a forest, right? Forest, enters tapped, World Shaper. Blood on the Snow will let me reset, that'd be good. I don't think I want to... I think I want to try to get 1 more turn off before I do the reset. Valkid Exploration. 3 on that. I think I want 1 more... I think I have to take 6 this turn, most likely. Okay, yeah. I'll go grab a... That's actually kind of good for me. I'll go grab a Swamp. Because that just gives me more things to pull back with. No blocks. I have 0 reason to block. Alright, so I have 6 mana to buy with. I can't reset the board, but... Is there anybody I want to resurrect, actually? Resurrecting the Molder Hulk seems pretty bad. Next to combat. Next to attackers. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Next to blockers. I'm going to try killing everybody in just a turn, right? And Blood on the Snow doesn't get me a huge amount. No, you know what I can do? Cast with the Kicker. Let's go grab Cavalier of Thorns. Mill ourselves a whole bunch more. Yes, I will take that snow. We didn't get any more lands with that, though, did we? So right now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4. Pre-reset. I think both of us are just building board presence. Next turn might be Massacre Girl, because I think that resetting the board from this state is probably in my favor. Because then I'll also still be sitting on Blood on the Snow, and I can go dig up Phyrexian Reclamation. Yes, I think that's in my favor. I think. So, do I want to go to combat first? Yes, I think I do. 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think. Let's see what he's going to block with. Okay. Is this worth it? I'm going to say yes. It's going to get me a lot of land back. Alright, I want Phyrexian Reclamation back is what I want. Let's see. Take action. Okay, so now we've reset everything. He's got no graveyard to pull more lands from. And I still have Blood on the Snow. And I can also do Phyrexian Reclamation to Timeless Witness to grab back pretty much anything I want. Okay, I think we're in a decent position. Massacre Girl has Menace. Okay. Phyrexian Reclamation. What else do I grab here? Here's what we do, actually. We're just going to spend 2. We're going to go grab you. Reset that. Play Kagha. Play an extra land, and turn. And actually we have enough life to go grab back somebody if we want. Probably Null Priest, I think, or Syr Konrad. Probably Null Priest. Uh-oh. I can also do Null Priest into... Yeah. I have a plan. He's got a... That's a big 9/9 though. That's a bit of a problem. He's playing a lot of land. Oh, that's... He's 1 mana off it, though. I'm going to take a lot of damage, unfortunately, from that. What, I'm going to take like 3 damage right now? That is not what I want to see. Alright, what's he going to destroy? Okay. Let's go grab the Null Priest. Take 3. We're going to return the Timeless Witness. We're going to go grab Syr Konrad. And we're going to play Syr Konrad. And then we're gonna play... What do I want to play here? Play Command Tower, right? And then we may as well play the Tenacious Underdog so we have another body to block with. Oh. Okay, yeah, you know what he should have done? He should have blown up my Bojuka Bog and then stolen it back. But I'm actually still very low on life. That could be a big problem. That could be a very big problem. That could be game. Oof. Okay. I am very surprised that he... What are you going to go get? Okay. Vornaclex is a problem, but, like... Okay. Do I have lethal? If I just Blood on the Snow this? I think I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that a bad idea? No. I don't think it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Blood on the Snow. Destroy all creatures. Pay with 6 snow. And then we'll return Syr Konrad. Decline. I think that's lethal. And there we go. Alright. It says I've been live for an hour now. It's probably just because I turn on the stream a little bit before I actually start streaming. So we've got... Actually, that's just about... It's just about 8. It's been going for just about an hour, so that seems like a... Seems like a win. Seems like a good place to end it for the night and to rate Kagha. Refuse to yield. I love the flavor text for this card. Also, I want to be opening all these packs tomorrow morning, so you should definitely swing by for that. But outside of that, so let's go rate Kagha first. Switch over. Give me 1 second. We'll just pull up. And guess what? This time I actually set up everything beforehand properly for the tier list, so we can actually do it. Okay, so Kagha Shadow Archdruid. Where am I going to put you? So it's tricky, right? So F tier is reserved for commanders that just don't work, right? Corlessa, I'm just going to go through it really quickly just as I go through this. So Corlessa and Vladimir, they just don't really work as commanders. D tier is commanders that do something, but they don't do it in a way that you can actually build around their effect to be meaningful, or they kind of offer pretty minimal ability to do it. C tier is... They do something, it can be meaningful, but it's not quite enough to be useful, right? It's like, it's fine, but the card is not going to actually be able to win you stuff. B tier is for cards that do something useful and fairly effective, but the thing that they do might not necessarily be a big enough effect, right? And if I'm comparing Kagha to the rest of these, Kagha is either B or C tier, right? It's a useful effect. It does do something, but it's not a huge effect. You can build around it, but it still feels kind of small. And then if you're looking at them in the greater scheme of things, if you're looking at Kagha in the greater scheme of, hey, what I want to do for black-green self-mill / reanimator / however you want to build it, right? Decks that do stuff with the graveyard. Cards like Old Stick Fingers and stuff like that offer you a lot more if you're going with just hard black-green. Cards like Muldrotha offer you a lot more playing stuff out of the graveyard if you're expanding to 3 colors. There's just a lot of other options that are sort of better. But it does feel kind of, I don't know. Babalai Saga I liked more. I'm going to put Kagha in C tier. It's not an awful card, but it's very, very limited in its actual effect in terms of what it can do, right? And it's also a little expensive as a 4-drop. So you have to you build around it, you have to sort of build around it, you have to then change how you're going to play with it. And the fact that it's only cards that have been put there that turn as opposed to like 1 card a turn or something like that, and you can only do it once a turn, means it's just very limited. Like, it's not bad. If it had Death Touch perpetually, that would probably knock it up a little bit. But since it doesn't, since its stat line is so low, I'm going to put Kagha into C tier, where it can be friends with Lulu, and I don't even remember who that card is, and Wilson. So that's a perfectly fine card. It probably slot kind of well into... Oops, sorry, I think my microphone just peaked there for a moment. It'd probably slot perfectly well into like other black-green decks, right? Where it's just sort of an additional tool to be used. But as the build-around, it's kind of rough. Especially because having enough mana to play this card or use this card and having enough mana to then do stuff with it when you don't know what's coming doesn't always work out. Also, you can't necessarily rely on using a lot of green fixers to generate more mana, because if you mill your instants and sorceries, you got no way to play them or get them back. So that's going to be all for today. I'm going to be opening all those packs tomorrow morning as the quote-unquote 30 subscriber special. So yeah, 30 subs. That's actually... I'd love to say that I'm like, oh man, just 30 subs, but the reality of it is that that's more people than I've gotten to look at any of my stuff ever, so thank you. as always, if you like my stuff, if you've got thoughts, comments, feedback, please let me know. Either say it in the comments, or just if you like the video, give it a like. If you like my stuff, please subscribe. Please watch my streams while they're live, or just watch them when it's convenient for you. That's all I got for today. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you then.